There's an ice cream truck right outside my studio. AOA podcast Friday episode. Frankie C's in the house.
What's happening?
Not a whole bunch. It seems like the world can't let go of what I am calling the debate debacle.
You heard it here first, folks.
Huh? I thought, well, it'll be a full 24 hours before we get back on the air. Surely there'll be other news and this will have all blown over. Nope. Yeah. This is all anybody wants to talk about. So we're going to cover, we're obviously going to recap this in an interesting way 24 hours later. Obviously, Joe Biden struggles. Something that people are glossing over. Did President Trump grease one in the middle of answering a question? I believe he did. I'll play you the audio. And the main crux of this episode is going to be the complete shock and awe. Can you hear the ice cream truck?
Yeah. What song is that? The Mulberry Bush? No, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
It's the Ice Cream Man song.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to Shazam it. Can I get it louder? I wonder if you could Shazam the Ice Cream Man song.
He's literally camped outside because my wife went and got ice cream yesterday. So now he's like, oh, there's an easy $20 sale here. I'm going to stay here for a little bit. Anyway, the complete shock and awe of the Democrats abandoning the president of the United States.
They're not. You stop it.
We'll cover all that and more on this episode. All right.
I can't. Calypso. You remember Calypso's?
What's Calypso's?
Calypso from the ice cream truck. It was like it's like an ice pop, but it was in like a long, not cardboard, but you know those ice cream holding tubes,
like a tube cylinder thing.
Yeah, you peel the top. It had like that, and then you squeeze the ice. Oh, those were good.
That's the good times. No, I just want
anywhere.
Just want an ice cream so bad.
I always liked ices. Like everybody got ice cream. I was like, give me an ice.
Really?
I like slushies. I like those rainbow slushy because they they last very longer and they're ice cold. I don't know. Whenever we were always outside playing, you get ice cream. You feel heavier after you eat the ice cream. Yeah. After I eat ice, I'm like, fucking go.
You mean the cone thing with the little gumball on the bottom? The ice, the multicolored ice with the little gumball?
No.
Oh, they didn't have a gumball on the bottom?
Oh, I didn't eat though. Well, maybe I'm sure there was one that did, but Calypso. You don't know the Calypso one?
No, I know, but you also brought up. You just said a second ago the cone one. I thought you did.
Oh no, snow cone. That's what I meant.
Snow cone. We get a snow cone after the game. Remember that old Brian Regan?
Cherry. Have grape, I'll take grape, but yeah, cherry.
Oh, Brian Regan, he's the best. All right, let's get into the debate, man. I don't know how to tackle this. I feel like I have to say this off the top. I'm certainly going to give you your time to talk because I know you have thoughts on it too.
Sure.
I have to be totally honest, and I can't believe your take already from the beginning of the show. But me being completely honest, I am shocked and appalled by how much the Democrats, both in the media and as reported behind the scenes, are abandoning President Joe Biden. And this started post-debate right away. I went to ABC. So I was watching on Max, streaming it on Max. And when they went to the first commercial break, it didn't come back. In fact, I tweeted it and it went a little viral because I guess a lot of people were having that issue. So I switched over to ABC and watched the rest, and I caught David Muir, who I really like a lot. Have you seen David Muir's news, whatever his nightly news is called? I think he does a really, really good job. So I was watching.
Is it called Muir-less? Because if it isn't, it's not worth watching.
It's a missed opportunity by ABC.
Isn't it?
I got to tell you. Let's get him on the phone. Pitch that.
Come on. How is that not a
great idea
no-brainer
for you guys?
God.
Listen to this.
Get some thought in it. Put some fucking thought into this stuff.
Well, so they really started with the, hey, there's a concern amongst Democrats for Joe Biden and whether or not he should go on. And I was like, fire take from the ABC crew. Okay. Then I go over to Fox News to see, and of course they're just Sean Hannity having a 45-minute orgasm after how bad Biden's performance was.
It's like he's either on coke and revved up and crazy, or he's so slow and unfit, and so whatever performance he gives is the wrong performance.
Well, it wasn't a great performance.
No, it wasn't. It was very bad.
I'm glad you said that because uniformly everybody agreed. But again, so I go there and they're reporting that Democrats behind the scenes are doing it. So then I shoot over to MSNBC because I'm like, surely MSNBC and Rachel Maddow are not going to abandon the president and they're going to be spinning this. And sure enough, they are reporting the exact same thing, that Democrats in Congress, Democrats from the party, all these people are suddenly so concerned. And they're literally they're on the air talking about what it would take to substitute out Joe Biden. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. So that was last night. Fast forward to just before we get on the air, and the New York Times and the editorial board who picks who the paper is going to be endorsing. The New York Times editorial board is calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the 2024 race.
Okay. So here's my take on this whole thing. I kind of agree with Robin in the chat there.
Before you give a take.
Okay.
Before you give a take.
Until you get everything out.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
But when I saw him get on the air, he had a very weak voice and I was like, uh-oh. And I saw him stumble and I didn't think it was a good performance, but I didn't think it was, I don't know if I didn't think it was this bad. I mean, it was bad, but I guess I'm stunned. Like, I can't believe we're sitting here 24 hours after the debate talking about the New York Times calling for him.
You're talking about the New York Times. Who else is talking about the New York Times?
But it's the New York Times. They're the paper of record. It's the New York Times. They are always for the Democratic candidate. And now, not that they're not for the Democrats, because I'm sure they'll support whoever comes in if there was a change to be made. We'll talk about that too. But I'm stunned to read in New York Times Inc. that they are calling for the incumbent president to step aside. That is shocking to me. Okay, Frank, I want to hear your take.
Is it my turn?
Yes, I'm sorry. I had to get that out there because
reclaiming my time. Okay.
I don't think people.
I'm sorry. This guy does not know what he's talking about, and I'm here to tell the truth, folks.
I just don't know if people understand the weight of what's going on right now. Like, when it was first said, I was like, that's ridiculous. There's no way they're going to switch it. And now I'm like, there's people probably behind the scenes right now working on. Now, Joe Biden said in North Carolina, he is not pulling out. So
did you see him today in North Carolina?
I did not see. I saw stills and I did see like a 4-second clip. I didn't see much else.
He gave a big speech and he was on fire. He was it was terrible last night. He even said it. He goes, I can't debate like I used to. I can't speak like I used to. I can't, I might not move as fast as I used to. Today, he was talking loudly and clear. He was yelling. He was getting the crowd going. He looked like where was he last night? This Joe Biden from today should have been the one that we saw last night. So today,
so what happened? And I don't
know.
I'm going to shut. I want to get your whole take on it. So go ahead.
He had a bad night. I was reading a couple of things. It was a weird. There was this thing. All right. It's a theory that I saw on someone posted on Twitter that it kind of makes a little bit of sense. If I could find it, just give me 1 second. I'll read it.
No worries.
It made sense to me.
Jay Carrero says CNN is abandoning Joe. Yeah, Van Jones, again, another guy who you would never, ever expect any sort of dissent from. was one of the early people calling for him to move aside.
So here's what happened. Now I read it and I was like, this kind of makes sense. It rings true a little bit. So it's a quote from someone a band that I like, Cake, the band Cake.
I fucking love Cake. Come on,
posted this, and it's from a woman named Heather Cox Richardson. I don't know who that is. So I'll read you the quote. Okay. This was not a debate. It was Trump using a technique that actually has a formal name, the Gish Gallop, capital G in Gish. Although I suspect he comes by it naturally. It's a rhetorical technique in which someone throws out a fast string of lies, non sequiturs, and specious arguments, so many that it is impossible to fact check or rebut them in the amount of time it took to say them. Trying to figure out how to respond makes the opponent look confused because they don't know where to start grappling with the flood that has just hit them. It is a form of gaslighting, and it is especially effective on someone with a stutter as Joe Biden. And of course, I'm adding this, he's elderly and slower than he used to be. It is similar to what Trump did to Biden during the debate in 2020. In that case, though, the lack of muting the mics left Biden simply saying, "Will you shut up, man?" A comment that resonated with the audience, giving Biden the enforced space to answer by killing the mic of the person not speaking tonight actually made the technique more effective. So basically what she's saying is he just rambled a bunch of lies into the microphone, Trump. And then when it was Biden's turn to respond, he had to go one by one. And to be honest, he may have been slow and he may have looked not great. He was old, he looked bad, and he wasn't he wasn't as fast as he should have been or could have been. But his answers, except for one, kind of all made sense. And he kind of stayed on the same level in terms of what they were talking about. He was keeping track, and he was hitting all of Trump's lies point by point, trying to keep up with a million lies that everything out of Trump's mouth was a lie, the whole fucking debate. So Joe Biden spent most of the time, and it seems like the moderators should have stepped in. All the moderators did, by the way, was sit there and go, "All right, thank you, President Biden. All right, thank you, Donald Trump." When they could have stepped in and said, "All right, well, that's been proven false, and this is wrong, and what you said," they didn't moderate anything. All they did was tell them whose turn it was.
I have to disagree with you there, because I feel like that's Joe Biden's job to dispute what he's saying.
But the problem with that is when they ask Trump a question and he answers a completely different question that wasn't even part of the topic. When they asked him about Roe v. Wade, he starts going off on immigration and stuff like that. And then when they go to Joe Biden, it's like, well, do I answer immigration, or do I the lies he's talking about with this, or do I answer about Roe v. Wade, or do I say my own thing? It was a very the most I'll give the moderators was when there was some time left. If the person only took out of the 2 minutes, if the person only took 60 seconds, they would say, "Mr. Trump, you have 60 seconds. The question was blah, 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 blah."
Right,
But if they used up all their time, there was no rebutting. Like if Trump used up all his time just lying about anything else, in other words, he could dance around the question for 2 minutes and it would never be, what's it called? Challenged from the I feel like the moderator should have been like, "No, I'm going to stop you right there. This is the question. You're answering a different question." And I get when there are points where, all right, could I just, address the thing he said before? That I get. But when you start a new topic and the question gets asked, well, what, and you start going off on some other thing that has nothing to do with anything, you have to stop them and say, no, you're not answering the right question. We asked you about the debt or whatever they were talking about, taxes, or you have to stay on topic. That's the moderators didn't keep him on topic. Biden was partially moderating. It felt like he was like, "No, all right, I'll have to answer this bullshit, and then I have to talk about whatever." And it was a struggle because Biden's old, he stutters, and he was off his game last night. He was. a struggle. I get that, but you got one guy who's standing there just sprouting lies, just as many as he can get out. It was like a condensed, all-in-one rally. If you watch any of his rallies, it's just every lie that he can get out. He just shoved them all into the debate. The 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you know what though? He was a lot calmer than I thought he would be, and B, he backed off his own rally rhetoric several times, 2 or 3 times.
Where?
They asked him if they asked him a question about things that he said at his rally, and he backed off of those things. He didn't double down on some of the crazy stuff he said in his stump speeches.
When did he back off? I don't remember him backing off of it.
Yeah, there was
whenever he said something, he was like, "This is what it is." I don't know what to tell you.
There was a couple of times he was a little bit more calm on the accepting the results question. He did still say if it's fair. He kept that in there.
Yeah, of course. I'll accept it if it's fair. But of course, he's not going to say it's fair.
It's not going to be fair if he loses.
It's not going to be fair if he loses. If he wins, it was a perfect election. I won by a gajillion votes, and that's it. That's what happened in 2016 when he beat Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
All the way leading up to the election, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. It's gonna be against me, and then he wins, and then that's the end of it's rigged. There was no more talk about it's rigged.
You're right.
And then he lost, and then it's the rigged, the worst election ever. So
I just don't know, because I'm looking at some of the comments too coming in.
Sure.
For people who like Joe Biden, I just want to emphasize I don't know if everybody's realizing it was very bad. It was not a good look.
it was not good.
It was
for
not
either
a good look
of them.
for a leader. Well, what's weird is we can accept lying with lying.
No, it wasn't just yeah, it was a lot of lying. Everything he said was bullshit. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about, pal? Everything was bullshit. On top of that, he couldn't stay on the subject for a lot of the questions, and everything he said was just nonsense. It just didn't make any sense. So I'd rather have a guy who, is a little slow when he talks, and than a guy who just makes shit up.
But he couldn't take him down. He should have. There was a few times where, okay, let's do it. For instance, let's get right into one of the things. Right, Trump goes. The scholars, everybody wanted Roe v. Wade returned to the states. Literally, nobody wanted Roe v. Wade returned to the states.
There's a lie.
Returning that to the states was the cop-out that the Republicans crafted because they realized that they had made a mistake. Right after it was done, they realized, we fucked this up. They miscalculated, because you have to say abortion's not good so that the crazy religious people will vote for you, but nobody actually really wants that. It's just the extreme nutty religious people.
Talking point.
It's a talking point.
It's something that they keep building as a problem, but they don't want it resolved in their mind. They don't want it resolved so that they can keep campaigning on it.
Correct. And that's the truth. This is what Frank and I are telling you right now is the 100% truth. Do not believe anything else. This is the truth.
Oh, by the way, Jay, we're talking about all the lies, that in the chat. We're talking about the lies.
We're talking about everything.
Yeah. The abortion issue is one thing he lied about. So go ahead.
So that's a billion% true. And then when it came down and they saw the backlash from Republicans, forget the Democrats, of course they're going to be against it, but the Republicans, then they were like, oh fuck, how can we damage control this? And some brilliant person somewhere said, well, Republicans, one of our staple issues is the states have the right over the federal government. We believe in less federal government, more states' rights. Can we swing it that way? And so that became the talking point for them. So for him to stand up there on the debate stage and say scholars and all these people were asking for the absolute lie,
bullshit,
it was non-existent. So he puts that meatball up over the plate, and Joe Biden,
Joe Biden said, I mean, he didn't say it as loudly and as clearly, but he said that's a lie. Nobody said that. He responded to most. It's hard to get all your answers in 2 minutes, but he said that's a lie. Nobody wanted Roe v. Wade. Then he starts, because packed into what you just said, Anthony, about what Trump was saying, because he throws out the stuff about the scholars. Then he says Democrats want to kill babies after they're born. Then he says others that, and Joe Biden's standing there like, which lie do you want me to tackle first? It's like you just said a dozen things that are ridiculous, and now I have 2 minutes to respond and answer the question.
You make a great point. Why didn't he make that point? You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't salient enough to make him eat. He could have won that debate last night in a walk off, and instead he bumbled the whole thing.
I will agree. He looked old and tired. Absolutely. Check out. Do me a favor, please. You don't have to. I know it was bad. I'll agree with you, but just watch. It's like a 15-minute video. He did it. He went on stage today, Joe Biden, and he went to a campaign rally, and he talked and he gave a speech. He looked fantastic. It's like night and day from yesterday to today. So he just looks way better. And he says, like, listen, I'm old. He admits I'm old. I can't debate as well as I used to. I might not be able to walk as fast or talk as fast, but I don't lie. And I'm not gonna, and I know right from wrong, and that's basically it. I mean, I know what to do, and I know how to do this job. The other guy doesn't.
Well, that's wonderful, but where was that last night? I mean,
exactly. No, I agree. It should have been there last night, but
the first thought I had was when he started talking. I go, "Where's the guy that was on the Howard Stern show?" Because that interview. I was like, "Oh, he's all right. He's going to be okay here."
He's done a bunch that's all right. Last night, it was not one of them. It was a bad night, and it looked like it, and he was not on his game last night. It just was bad. But I know, and these are the two. But the problem is, these are the two choices we have. If they took Joe Biden out and put someone else in, okay, I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, bring back." I'll see who we get, But if it's a choice between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I'm picking Joe Biden. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about
you. It's a no-brainer.
I'm not worried about you. You're a Democrat. You believe in the party.
It's not even about Democrat. It's not. It's about you want a convicted felon who lies every fucking second and kisses the ass of every. I mean, I could list 100 things wrong with Donald Trump's presidency and the way he does everything. If you want that, I mean, what the hell? Why would you want that? The insurrection. I mean, the way he kisses the ass of dictators, the way he shuns our own allies, the way he makes fun of veterans. He did some of that. It's not far-fetched to believe the shit he says.
How about when he said last night during the debate that he didn't say that stuff about the Charlottesville, Virginia crowd when it's on camera? It's on camera. We all saw it. It's on camera.
He was in front of a microphone on a podium.
I couldn't believe that.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't believe it. See, that's why I feel like this should be a multimedia presentation, because they should be able to go, "Oh, hold on a second," and click their little thing and it play behind them.
But nobody on the right says, "Well, Trump might be losing it because he doesn't seem to." Maybe it's not lies. Maybe he just doesn't know he said these things, that he doesn't realize he said these things, and he's only 2 or 3 years younger than Biden.
Yeah,
so he's up there as well.
Well, he's see, there's a difference. Joe is cognitively failing. Donald is delusional. There, I don't know what's more dangerous.
It could be a cognitive fail as well. I mean,
I don't think
Joe
so.
Biden, at least delusional. Everything Joe Biden said. If you can get, it was tough, but if you can get past the way he looked, what he was saying was spot on. He didn't say anything outlandish. He didn't say anything that wasn't, fact checkable, and he didn't say anything ridiculously out there. He wasn't like, once the Martians get here, everything was on point. It was just badly. He was just doing badly physically, and he was just very, he's old. I get it. I understand. He's an old man. I wish he was 20 years, 30 years young, whatever. I wish he was, had the strength and whatever to do. But he was old. But everything he said, in my opinion, made sense. As opposed to you go to the other side, you go to Trump, and everything he said, if you could just read a transcript of both, everything Trump said is batshit crazy. And everything Biden said, at least it made sense to A, what the question was, and B, to reality. At least he was saying things that made sense. It may have been slower, and it may have been, a little quieter and less, in your face. Yeah, and it was from a man that's pretty old, and I get it. But Trump was saying some batshit stuff that nobody was fact checking him on. I mean, Biden was trying to, but again, he was not on his game. So it was tougher for him to do it, and I get that. And I wish he was stronger at debating, and I wish he was stronger at speaking. But the guy has a stutter, and he's 80 years old. I don't know,
Right. I get the stutter thing. I believe, because I've defended him on the stutter thing before, but this was not a stutter issue. This was incoherent babble a lot of the times.
It wasn't what was incoherent? What did he say? There was one time where he said something at the end of, and Trump even said, I don't know what he said at the end of that, and I don't think he knows. That I'll give you. Yeah, he said something weird, and that was once in the 90 minutes. I get it. That was a weird thing. But outside of that one thing, everything he said challenged Trump and was basically, it was on point and on brand, and everything made sense there. Yeah, he was slower. Definitely. And Trump, but everything Trump was saying was just out of fucking nowhere and like ridiculous.
TD Freelancer says, and I'm watching the show on my projector. Dear Lord, how big are these heads right now on the projector?
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. To Frank's point, and this is the blog that we put out early this morning, and I stand by this because I feel like this is the quickest way you could recap the debate. Donald Trump lies, 1,298. Coherent Biden moments, 0. I think that's basically, the tail of the tape as far as the debate goes from last night.
I think it's exaggerated, the coherent Biden moments, and it might be exaggerated, the Trump lie moments.
The Trump lies, right? It's both exaggerated.
They're both exaggerated.
That's comedy.
Yeah, that's comedy.
But it was. You get the point. It
was tough. It was hard to watch. He didn't win the debate, Joe Biden. I'll give it to you. He struggled 100%.
Okay, but you're not concerned at all. I mean, let's be honest. This is the leader of the free world, finger on the button, all that stuff.
Yeah,
the fact that he can't hold it together. This is why it's a problem. I feel like this is what people are missing a little bit. The fact that he can't hold it together, the machine is, you get the feeling like the machine is running the country here. And if we do get into some sticky territory, we could be in trouble. If you don't have a definitive voice to make the call, we could be in trouble. Because then what happens? Is it Jill Biden? Is it the vice president? Is it the secretary of defense? If something were to go down, that can get very, very sticky.
I understand. I don't see Trump handling it the way I would. I don't want Trump handling it. I would rather have Joe Biden, slow as he is.
All right, that's understandable.
Old as he is. I'd rather. He's not saying. He's not. Everybody says dementia. He's not saying things. He's old. He's slow, and he's he might need help walking off wherever he has to walk, but his ideas, his policies, and everything he was saying aligns with what we're talking about. Women's right to abortion. That was a huge topic, of course. Why would I support Donald Trump and his? I'm sure he's going to push. He's got the courts, and if the Republicans take over, he's going to push for a countrywide ban on abortion. I'm sure we need to get that back. That's Biden's area, of course. We need to do that. And we're in better standing with our allies. When Trump was in office, our allies hated us. And Trump was distancing ourselves from them. He wanted to leave NATO. when you can't, this is what we're talking about, allies and everything. He's also a convicted felon who is only it's only been one trial of 4, so we got 3 more to go. And I forget who was saying it in the chat. Trump gets sentenced in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, July 11th. Yep.
Yeah, so you want a convicted felon?
Can they hold on for this until it blows over?
The guy's a con artist, man. I can't have a con artist leading the country. The guy will do anything to keep himself and his friends out of prison. And that's, Robin was saying it. Thank you. And
he put it back in the chat.
So
you got to respect the game. You got to respect the game.
So there was a moment in the debate where Biden goes, he's a convicted felon with the morals of an alley cat. All right, fine. Old man, it's an old man quote. Fine.
How about when he said malarkey?
Malarkey. Well, that's his thing. He's been saying malarkey for years. But he says, oh, he's a convicted felon. And then Trump fires back with, so's your son? Okay, his son isn't running for president. And he's been found guilty. And he's going to be sentenced. And that's what it is. You're running for president. You're going to be, if you win, you'll be sitting in the Oval Office. You'll be running the country as a 34 count felony, guilty, convicted felon. This is not, you get off of these charges and found guilty of sexual assault and all these things. It's like, what is it about that guy that has everybody going, oh, he's my guy? What is it about Donald Trump?
We've talked about this a bunch. I don't think he really is. I just think he can win. And that's why everybody falls in line. I bet you most Republicans that are voting for him don't really care for him too much. I talked about this on Wednesday's episode.
They've all said it. They've all said they don't care for him. The texts and all these
Yeah.
They've all said it.
I talked about this on Wednesday's episode that there's a faction of the Republicans that don't want him talking. Like, they don't want him to say anything. They don't watch his rallies. They don't listen to sound bites of him because
so is that who they
turned off.
So is that what you want for president? Someone who they don't even, it's the same thing. They don't want him talking.
Yeah, they're voting party. They don't like him. They're conservatives and they just want to vote. They want to vote Republican. But I want to go back and address this because there's some good, first of all, let's get to this funny comment here from Matt, which I thought was pretty hysterical. He wrote, it was a very challenging debate to masturbate to, but we got there.
Hey, way to go, Matt.
Way to plow through it, my friend.
Yeah, way to power through. Proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, we've all been there. We're just like, should we? This, I guess so.
I'm not really doing anything else important.
Beach Life. Here's the issue. Beach Life says, if he can handle Trump, how do you run a country or other leaders? And then writes, not a fan of Trump. And this is where I feel like we've got trouble. And that's why I think the Democrats are panicking, because again, it's not the people who have already made up their mind. Frank, you've already made up your mind on who you're voting for. True. It's the people in the middle that are actually going to swing the selection one way or another. Those
Who's in the
people,
middle? We've known these guys for years, for 8, it's like,
tons of people.
How could you still be in the middle? You know who your candidates are.
I would say
what's left to know.
Yeah, I know, but I would say there's a good 10 to 15 to almost 20% of the country that
20%
is still gonna wait till the last minute to decide. I think.
What else do you want? I mean, the guy. Yeah, all right. Joe Biden is slow and old. But listen,
maybe they're holding out to see. I've said this. You can tell me to shut up because I've said it so much. How the summer goes. How the summer goes and what the economy looks like after the summer could help Joe Biden get elected. So perhaps people are waiting to see if inflation does slow down a little bit, or or the housing market does whatever. And maybe people are just giving it that extra time to see if they're going to vote for Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. It could be a good thing for your party, for your candidate, for your guy. But I think a lot of people are waiting to see.
I mean,
Trump's grabbing by the pussy didn't come out until a couple of weeks before, or a month or two before. So people could they're waiting for him to fuck out. Who knows what they're waiting for?
That's already out. I mean, everybody knows about that one, and that was
that one I'm saying. There could be another one.
That's a drop in the huge bucket of bullshit about this guy.
I will give Joe credit for calling him out for having sex with a stripper, which Trump denied, which I thought was pretty fucking. I mean, does anybody believe that he
With a
didn't
porn
have
star.
sex with Stormy Daniels? I mean,
Right. Come on.
she was
We all
pretty
know.
specific about everything that occurred that night.
We all know that happened. I mean,
Yeah.
Is anybody on the Trump side going to sit here and go, no, I believe when he said he didn't?
Yeah. I mean,
Bullshit.
what was he going to do? He had to deny, but that's still a bit. But that's what I'm saying. Biden could have jammed him up and should have on 15 different things. And instead of us talking about what an incredible liar and shitty position Trump's putting himself in, we're talking about, can Joe Biden even make the second debate?
Second debate is in what, September, right? September 10th,
it's
I
much
think they have
closer to the election. Yeah.
And I'm in. Yeah, let's see how he does there. I mean, hopefully we get the Joe Biden we saw today. And he's.
Do you want? I have the clip queued up, but do you want to play a part of it? Oops.
Part of today's thing?
Yeah, I just went and Googled.
Is this going to be a joke? Are you going to?
No.
Is this going to be like Mr. Magoo driving into a wall or something?
I wish I had thought of that.
All right,
that would have been nice. Nice.
Right,
little
this is an actual clip from today.
Yeah, it says 20 minutes. Do you want me to skip to any one particular part or
anything? If you want to go, it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, he's a slow old guy. I get it.
I'm gonna get in trouble with my mom looking down in heaven if I don't say, please excuse my back. I apologize. Which makes it all the more important that North Carolina elected a great governor to replace you, Josh Stein.
there's a lot of
Carolina. Towards the end, I guess. Wherever.
$400,000 a year. And I won't in my
taxes.
second term either. We learned that Trump, who had the largest deficit of any president in 4 years because of a $2 trillion tax cut to the super wealthy, we learned that Trump wants to give another giant tax cut for the very wealthy and the biggest corporations. This time, $5 trillion. Not a joke.
See,
$5 trillion.
He seems fine, during this. He seems coherent and energized and like he had a good night's sleep. And this was not the Joe Biden we saw yesterday. Yesterday was not good. Today, he was on point and everything he said was crystal clear and energy, and the whole speech is like that. It's very,
very animated. Well, he's got more gumption to him than last night, that's for sure. But
Absolutely.
I still don't know if that's enough to calm everybody down. Again, I mean, we're not talking about a bullshit, Newsmax report here. We're talking about the Democratic Party, and the New York Times talking about, hey, it's time to step aside. They're so panicked that Trump is going to run away with this after the debate last night that they are willing to sell this guy down the river for somebody else. And I mean, I don't know if anybody else can come in.
Pete Buttigieg, I think Pete Buttigieg would be good. He's
It's what's
I think
his
he
name?
could debate him under the he could debate him into the ground.
It ain't Buttigieg. It's going to be Gavin Newsom. It's going to be Gavin Newsom. He's the guy. He's let me tell you.
One with the other as a running mate.
Who?
Either Gavin Newsom or Buttigieg with the other as the running mate. If not Kamala.
Yeah, where does Kamala? See that? Let's talk about this. Biden fucked up when he put Kamala on the shelf for the last 3 years. I don't know why everybody let him do that. I mean, she should have been by his side during every single win. Instead, she's been shunned. She's not really a part of anything. Oh, by the way,
the vice president is always that way. You never hear from the vice president.
Obama had him with him every step of the way. Obama treated
not really.
him. Yes,
yeah, they were together. Yeah, but they were like best friends and shit.
Yes, he did. And everybody wanted him. Everybody wanted him to run instead of Hillary in the beginning. You remember that? Like, he pulled out because his son had just died and he didn't want to do it anymore. But everybody thought that they were going to get another 8 years of the Obama administration, basically, with Joe Biden taking over, that first time around. They did not want Hillary Clinton, even though they had to make a deal with Hillary to pull out of the primary the first time to let Obama through because he would become such a force. That's why they gave her Secretary of State, because she was like, well, I'm going to run after you. And they still didn't want her to do that. They wanted him. So they were going to double back on the deal that was made. And, that's how we landed where we were. But Kamala was nowhere to be seen until last night. They trucked her out. They threw her out on every single debate. And I mean, it's common knowledge. You don't bring out the vice president the night of a presidential debate unless it's a fucking nightmare, which it was.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not. He lost. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he won the debate. He lost the debate. It was not. It was a fight that Trump just he just spread as much bullshit as he can to cover up. He talked a lot and fast, and most of it, 90% of it, was bullshit. Biden was slow, and kind of it was weak in responses. I get it, but he's today. I saw him today, and he was great. And he's talking. And it's everything he said is on point. All of his policies, I agree with. I'm like, I'm not really. I can't. Trump is just the worst idea. Like, I don't understand how people look at Trump's 4 years and go, "Yeah, let's get back to that." Every day was a fucking. What bullshit is he gonna do today? It was a nightmare. And I think it aged all of us by like 20 years. And all the shit he's saying he's going to do, he's going to be a dictator on day one. What does that mean? What are you talking about? He's going to round up immigrants and deport them?
You just reminded me. Him talking about exacting revenge on his...
Yeah.
He backed off of that. That was the thing he's been saying a lot on the campaign trail, and he backed off of that last night.
What did he say? Well, I don't remember his response. It was probably something that had nothing to do with the question.
Yeah, he pivoted. He didn't want to answer the question. He pivoted, but he backed off of it.
See, there's pivoting, and then there's just not answering the question. Like if I asked you, "Oh, what color is the sky?" and you go, "Well, elephants are a wonderful animal," it's like, well, you're not pivoting. You're just ignoring the question. Pivoting is like, "Oh, that's a great question," and you start with that question and you start to answer, and then you slowly move. And everybody's in the comments, it's like dementia. Joe Biden did not show dementia. He was just slow. He's not rambling about nonsense. He's not lost. He was slow, and he was very.
No, he rambled about nonsense.
There was one time at the end of what he was saying where he said something that didn't make much sense. Out of the 90 minutes,
it was more than one time. It
was one time, and that's what he told, and that's what Trump pointed out. Everything else, I watched everything else was it was slow, and he was kind of frozen in a couple of spots, but he didn't say anything nonsensical as opposed to the other guy who everything out of his mouth was batshit crazy.
So Garuda says we need Newsom, and Leora says that comment is the scariest one yet. Let me tell you something. Gavin Newsom, as I sit here, Gavin Newsom is going to be the president of the United States. I don't know when. I'm not saying now. I don't know when, but that guy is going to be the president of the United States. I know people are very scared of how he handled the pandemic, and he made some mistakes there. There's no doubt about it. But that guy is too tall and too good looking to not be. He's the governor of he's got three things. He's tall, he's good looking, and he's the governor of California. I mean, there's just no way. That's exactly how Ronald Reagan got elected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah,
it's just too much.
Fine. My problem is we have a choice between these two guys, and it's not a great choice either way.
Well, today that could change tomorrow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we have a choice today of Biden or Trump, and I'm sorry. I can't vote for Donald Trump. He's just a laundry list of bullshit. All the reasons.
I know. Yeah, I get it. You said it.
How could anybody?
I'm not trying to convince you to vote for him. I hope you don't think that.
I'm trying to understand.
Right.
Like I get. You look at Joe Biden. You go, all right. Yeah, he's old. He gets mixed up.
That's what I said before. People are worried.
I get that.
People are worried if we get into a sticky situation.
And they're not worried about Trump?
Well, I think they should be, because we got into a sticky situation with the pandemic, and Trump did not handle
He
that
fumbled
well
that fucking
whatsoever.
And hundreds of thousands of Americans died. He
Yeah.
treated it like it was a cold.
Nobody talks about the fact that we knew about this in China, and then even if you want to argue that, okay, we didn't know it to the full extent, but it was ravaging Italy for weeks on end. And at no point did anybody in the administration, and I'm not even fully blaming Trump here, because there are departments, the health, there's areas of government that should be on top of this. And I've not seen a report of anybody who urged the president to close the borders to China. In fact, when he did, he was criticized for it by the Democrats, which they were wrong for. But when he did, it was far too late. This was we did a month of allowing travel in and out of China and Italy, and then all of a sudden we were surprised it was fucking here. Listen, we're allowed to be surprised. We were all shocked. Those people should have known better and should have closed down travel in and out of those countries far sooner than they did. And unfortunately, the way it goes, when you're on top, you get the credit, you also get the blame. I blame Trump for that. Nobody else seems to care that by the time he made an attempt, it was far too late. And I blame him because he's always too busy sparring with the Democrats and the fucking media all the time and worried about how he looks, to worry about the well-being of everybody else. Jay Carrero says, news come. I like that. Will never be the president. Let me tell you something. And Rhoda thinks that he will be. That guy is going to be he's so handsome. I want to fuck him. I mean, I can't even, he comes on the screen and I go, if he asked me to blow him, I would have to, I'd have to ask my wife to leave the room. It's just, he's got it all. He's got the charisma. Like I think he was waiting. I think he was hoping that Biden would come in and that he would get to run after Biden. The Republicans don't have a Newsom in the bullpen. I mean, DeSantis was awful. By the way, when DeSantis and Newsom debated, Newsom wiped the fucking floor with him, and you just saw. And you look at DeSantis and you go, "Oh, he's all right. He's a good looking guy." When DeSantis stood next to Newsom, it was like, holy shit, who let George Costanza in the fucking room? You know what I mean? I mean, it's terrible.
No, Newsom, I think, would be good. And I think Buttigieg would be good. I don't understand. Like, I get it. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place at the moment. We have a tough choice. Not tough in my
We're
opinion.
stuck between delusional and dementia. That's what we're stuck between.
Well,
but do you think the country's ready for a gay president or vice president? I don't know.
I think we should be.
I don't think this country's ready for a black woman vice president. I don't know how that happens.
Why not? What is the problem?
I don't know.
Why the homophobia and the racism?
The more I go into the middle of the country, I go, oh, this is why we're still pushing gay pride and equality and everything, because they just haven't gotten it yet.
Like, it's like, how could we're not ready for we're ready for whoever can run the country the best way. I don't care if they're gay or white or black, man or woman.
My father's gay.
Country. Right. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's whoever can do the job. It's great. Put him in. What?
Matt goes, Aunt, that's great, because given the opportunity, he's definitely gonna fuck you.
There you go.
I'm telling you, the guy's too pretty. Women are going to fucking vote for him. You're going to see conservative women going, who's not bad is that Gavin Newsom. And then suddenly the guy who's a Trumpy is going to go, okay, honey, I guess we'll vote for, I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Hey, whatever. We just need, I just don't understand why people just want more of their rights taken away by voting for Trump. That's all.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm with you on that, man. I don't get it. Women, conservatives who are voting for Trump after everything that's gone through. I mean, I don't get it. I wouldn't do it if I were them. I wouldn't vote for him.
Doesn't make any sense. The guy, and the insurrection. If nothing else, if all the crazy shit that he's done, said, all the crimes, why is that not There are so many things that you
It's
can go.
not
This is
because
it.
he didn't
Why is
do
this
it.
the?
Last night he should have slammed those all back in his face, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
No. What I'm saying is, why is that not the line for people, for Trump?
Oh, yeah.
Why? There's so many lines.
Can I
There's
tell
just
you?
no wrong. He could do no wrong.
Going back to because going back to what I said before, I don't think that they care. They don't want a Democrat in the office. There's people who think I'm better off with the Republicans, and they're going to just march down that hard line no matter
Trump's not a
what
Republican.
Trump does.
Trump is Trump, and he's only looking out for himself. He's only looking out for his rich friends. He's only trying to keep himself out of prison. That's the only reason he's trying to become president again.
But these are the same. I'm telling you, this is from Matt's on fire. MAGA, make America gay again. That should be Buttigieg's fucking deal. I would love that. That would make me so happy. I'd buy that hat. I wouldn't buy any other political hat. That hat I would buy. What was I saying? If something happened and Trump completely fell off, like I don't even know what that could be because it seems like it's nothing nowadays. But if that was the case, they would jump behind DeSantis or Pence or whoever else they could and be riding it just as hard because they're just hardline party people.
But there are Republicans that are not supporting him. There are a lot of Republicans in power. 40, I forget what the number was. 40 of his own cabinet are saying we're not supporting this guy. His own vice president, we're not supporting Donald Trump. How could that not be?
All of them. McConnell, they couldn't fucking stand the guy. They hate him to this day. How about Carlson? His text leaked that he was calling him a shithead or an asshole or whatever he called him. All that stuff. Nobody really likes the guy.
But they came out and said we're not supporting him. That's what we need. That's the kind of reaction that the Republicans need to do. They need to come out and go, yeah, this is not our guy. We could do better than this guy. I don't understand why we're putting a criminal, a felon, who just is here for himself and doesn't give a shit about anybody else. Why is this the guy? Can we all just get together and decide this is not our guy and just leave him in the wind?
The same reason Hawk Tuah took off. It's reasons that cannot be explained, can't be quantified. Why is a song a hit song? There's so many songs that are so good that never make it onto the charts, and then some shitty song, boom, becomes this huge thing, and you're like, why that one? Why did that get picked? There's literally no explanation for some of these things. There really isn't.
I mean, when you look at just how many people have turned their back on Trump, his cabinet members, his vice president.
But it's the same thing. I give you credit for saying that Biden lost the debate last night, but there are some people out there that are like, oh, he's fine. Like there's nothing wrong. Like, no, there's a problem. Whether or not you can deal with it or not versus the other guy is a difference. So, like, you're sitting here going, yeah, Joe Biden's got a problem. This is not great, but I'm still not voting for the other guy. That's perfectly acceptable. But there are some people that are like, no, he's fine. He's just fine. And it's like, those are the same people. It's the same mentality that jumps behind Trump. January 6th, all all of it. They're just like, oh, he's fine.
I mean, the way he talks about our veterans. I mean, I'm not talking the stuff that's, we heard him say it. The stuff that we heard him say about Senator John McCain. It's like, there's a perfect example. Why? Because he voted down his health care plan or whatever the whole Obamacare thing.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, oh no, he's a hero because he got caught. It's like,
no, it's because
you're an asshole.
McCain spiked the ball on him when he went like this. Remember when he voted it down?
Yeah. He reacted, and Trump reacted like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Speaking of, the lowest point of the debate was the golf portion when they started talking about the swings and it. Doesn't Trump make you laugh a little bit though when he's like,
no,
I won a championship, and not even a senior. It was a regular club championship.
He won a championship that run by him, named after him. I'm sure it was all on the up and up too. He didn't fudge those numbers at all. He counted every stroke. Yeah. He counted it all, and he's a great golfer. I'm sure. Yeah. I would love to see just a straight, no edited footage of him on the golf course playing in 18 holes. I'll fast forward to the downtime, but I want to see hit. I want to see every shot he hits, and there's no way he
No,
golfs
there's no
the
way
way
he
he says he golfs.
Although he did swing a thing today, and he goes, "You think Joe Biden can do that?"
God, I want to see him get on a bike, just like Joe Biden, and then see him ride a bike.
No,
Joe
he
Biden
couldn't
rides a
ride
bike every day.
He couldn't ride a bike.
There's no way.
That's a good point. You know what? We're 55 minutes in. You finally made a really good point. He couldn't ride a bike.
It's about time. It's about time I did that.
Yeah, he couldn't ride a bike. All right, Aaron's here. We're gonna start it. We got oh, the fart. Okay, I'm sorry. Quickly, the fart.
The fart.
Before we get to the fart,
Not loving that segue.
Aaron's here. Oh, the fart. Are you a little concerned? The New York Times thing doesn't concern you at all? Because I'm shocked. I did not think that we would be here. First of all, I didn't think we would be with Van Jones and all the media last night, and now we're 24 hours later, and the Times is.
We have never mentioned. I don't think we've ever talked about the opinion of the New York Times on this show. I don't think we've ever. And now all of a sudden, the New York Times' opinion is relevant.
Well, listen, when the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, there's a couple of outlets that we talk about when they bring their endorsement in. Well, first of all, it's expected for the Times to endorse the Democrat. When they go against it, then it's a news story. I mean, that's a news story.
If you want to put someone else in Biden's place, let's see who we got. I'm not. See, that's the difference. I'll sit here and go, all right, maybe if we replace Joe Biden. Okay, put someone that could do the job. Fine. But if you go to the other side, Republicans will be like, no, Trump, it's Trump. Trump all the way, Trump. We can't do better than Trump. They're not going to sit there and go, oh, we could replace Trump. Nobody is saying, let's replace Trump.
I don't know. This means January 6th was overturned by the Supreme Court, so don't help Frank.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what you're saying there, Glenn. January 6th was not a good thing. I mean, people who deny that is.
We all watched it happen live. We all know what happened. We all know who didn't do anything that could have stopped it way earlier and did nothing for 3 hours. And we all know who fomented the whole thing. It's you get blue in the face talking about it, so I'm not even gonna. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's get to the important parts, Frank. Let's see. This is where you and I.
Can we agree on farts?
We excel. Well, did he fart?
I don't know.
Was there a fart here? Let me play the clip. This is coming from Carrie Wright's TikTok. Okay, so Trump is going to be in the middle of saying something. There's a slight hesitation, and do you hear a greaser here? Take a listen.
Took him away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. He never took him away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. He never took him away.
Do you hear it right before tremendous?
Is it hard to hear? Can you go louder?
All right, let me play it through my phone because there was another clip of it that was maybe a little bit better. Because I didn't really catch this at all while it was happening, and then it did, and it's still not trending tremendously, but it's on enough clips that I'm like, oh, this isn't like doctored or anything. This really did happen, and nobody seems to be discussing it. And I want to know if Trump farted during the debate. I mean, I think that's a pretty big deal.
Well, let's see. Turn it up, baby.
Here's the clip.
The tariffs that I imposed on China, he never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved us.
Did you hear it?
Looks like a squeaky high.
It's like a little wet fart. All right, I'm going to put it in the chat for everybody, and I want you to comment on this episode if you think there's a fart there.
Aussie Annie, I think that's the title of this episode.
What?
It's just a great statement.
Farts are funny.
That's it. It doesn't get much better than farts are funny.
Yeah, farts are funny. I mean, that's undeniable. Farts are really funny.
All right, everybody. Aaron C., welcome. You still with us?
I don't know, man. I have people in the chat saying that John McCain started ISIS. I have another one saying that January 6th was overturned by the Supreme Court. It's not a good night
What does overturned mean?
I don't even know.
It's so
That it
disgraceful.
didn't happen? It definitely happened.
So ridiculous. Okay.
What do you think about this? Sorry, Aaron. What do you think about this idea? Because this is also, you just brought it up crazy. People are floating the idea out there that CNN was setting up Joe, that this was all a setup, that they did it this way to make him look awful so that they would have to replace him. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Good question. I don't know. I'd never heard that, but I don't know what that would. I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that they would.
Doesn't seem like something they would do either. It seems a bit crazy to me. That's why I can't believe people are carrying on about replacing him, because I just can't believe that they're talking about that. But it's been widely reported. Anyway, let's have some fun together. Aaron C is here. Aaron, what game are we playing on this episode?
Aaron?
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Aaron?
She's having a Biden moment.
Oh.
No, we lost her. I don't know what happened. Maybe she had to fart and thought, I'm not going to pull a Trump here. I'm going to excuse myself and remove myself from this situation.
All right. We'll get her back, and we'll play this game. I'm excited. Let's see. I want to play this game. I want to loosen up, get ready for the weekend.
Yes.
It's going to be a heck of a weekend.
You're taking a little, Frankie C's going on a little vacation.
Me and Aaron.
Vacay. Yeah.
Aaron and I are hopping on a cruise, baby. It's going to be fun times.
Are you excited?
Super excited. I cannot wait to get on this ship. Drink my face off my head.
Drink my face off.
I'm not going to have a face when we get back, because it's going to be great.
Let me ask you a question. All right, Aaron's coming back. You got the cocktail package?
Oh, hell yeah.
You got to get that, right? Because if not, you lose your shirt on drinks on the boat.
You got to get the cocktail package until there's many levels you can go up. I don't know.
There's levels of cocktail package?
Well, yeah, you can get just the soda and this and that, but we got the alcohol.
We got the
unlimited
lose our face package. You got the lose your face.
Lose your face package. Drink till your face comes off. It's going to be great.
Oh, it's exciting. Now Aaron's back. Aaron, you back?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. What is Frank's cocktail on the cruise? Is it different from your normal drinking preferences?
He really drinks a lot of tequila sunrises when we're.
Those are good.
See, that's a cruise cocktail right there.
I'm a tequila. I like tequila drinks. Margaritas are big.
Do you sing "It's Another Tequila Sunrise" as the next one comes in?
I'm not going to not sing that.
You gotta have to.
No, but a funny tequila sunrise moment for us. We were drinking them, and Frank loves the movie Arthur, and the piano bar guy started doing Arthur's theme. Oh my God, we were like, I can't even. In League of Their Own, when they have those two guys that are like super fans, we were like, yes!
Arthur's
theme,
baby! The guy was like, Arthur, he does.
We scared the hell out of the guy. We were like, and he was like, okay, so this is going out to those two people who are really big fans of this song.
22. Hey, 22.
We're going out to the two people who clearly have the drink package.
Did you follow him to the next part of the boat where he was playing the next night? Kind of like screaming for it?
Maybe.
All right, Aaron, what are you drinking on the boat? Do you stray from your normal preferences?
Yes, there's this drink called the Painkiller, which I love. But what's funny is, like, I think they sprinkle like nutmeg on it at the end, and it's so funny because some of the bartenders are like, I don't have nutmeg, like, let me go get it. And I'm like, no, I don't care about that part. Like, it's just so funny the way they're like, hold on, we gotta, like, get nutmeg. And it's just so funny the way I'm always like, give me the drink, I don't care about that part. But
I'm like, is there alcohol in nutmeg? No, that's fine, just give me whatever you got.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. And I like a good Bloody Mary as well.
On like in the morning.
Yeah, nice little start the day. nice and easy by the
Look
pool.
at you. So you're drinking at what, like 10 o'clock in the morning?
You got
Start
that
the
drink
drink?
pack? No, I don't know at 10, like noon, like the lunchtime kind of.
I thought you were about to say no, 10:30.
10:30. Come on, I'm not crazy.
Oh, Lindarella is telling me it's actually very necessary. All right, I'll wait for it this round.
Not
Oh,
to
there
the
you go.
alcoholics, Lindarella. Not to the alcoholics. All right, let me ask you this: when you get do they count your like? Is it X amount a day, or it is literally
No,
unlimited?
unlimited.
No, it's yeah, it's unlimited, but there's something about how if it's over $14 the drink, you got to pay the difference. But I don't even know what the hell we're getting that's more than, you know what I mean? It's hard to find
Yeah.
those. It's like a bottle of what, like Cristal.
If you're buying the
or whatever,
best
it gets you the whole-
champagne or whatever, yeah.
Right. God, I see, but I thought they were all like $18-$20 a drink. I thought it was every drink was more than 14 is not bad. That's like less
No.
than a restaurant in the city.
Yeah, they're not trying to get you there. They're just trying to make sure that you're not, doing like the
Doing
top
the
shelf
crazy.
craziness.
Yeah.
Which
And
honestly,
we do the regular, the stuff that they have on the menu, the pina coladas and all that kind of the rum drinks. Good stuff.
Good times, man. I'm so excited for you.
I'm
Thank
telling
you.
you, no face when I come back.
No face. That's great. I like the idea of that.
Fun time by the pool. We all over that shuffleboard court. All right.
All right, Aaron, we got a game here.
yeah, we do. But first, I need Ant to make an executive decision.
Uh-huh.
And I need you to say 3 or 4.
I'm gonna go 4 because I
Okay.
need as much of you guys as I can before I lose you to the Atlantic.
Okay. So I want everyone who's playing tonight to you don't have to have a pen and paper, Frank. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Unprecedented. We had a pen and paper for Frank, and now we don't.
I was
need it.
all ready to go.
But what you're going to do is you're going to put 4 fingers up, and I'm going to name movies, 1 for each letter of the alphabet. And if you haven't seen it, you have to put your finger down. And when you get to 0 fingers up, you're out. And the last person standing. So it's a little last person standing. It's a little never have I ever. It's a little movie times. And the last thing is, some people might be like, I've only seen part of it. Since this is an honor game, no one can fact check you. If you feel like you've seen more than half of it, we'll count it. And if you feel like you've seen the first 15 minutes of it, please don't count it. Any other questions?
Okay, so you had to have seen the whole movie.
No, you
Well,
have to see more than half.
Oh, more than half. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So, okay.
Is this going to be obscure, like B movies
No.
from like? Okay.
No, I'm trying to do like a smattering of like everything, but it was hard because I didn't know I was doing a game until a little while ago. So
Well,
This is a good one.
I have to. Yeah, we have to tell people. I put pressure on Aaron for this episode because I was like, "There's no other news besides Joe Biden. We have to have something else for the people."
Can we do something fun? We don't want to talk about the debate all night.
Yeah.
yeah. Plus just a little just one little caveat or announcement before I kind of went after the chat, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So sorry that I did that. It was a one-off. From now on, it's all fun and games when Aaron comes on stage. Cool.
What happened? You went after the chat?
Yeah, the 2 people said stuff in the chat, and I just couldn't believe it. But I'm not going to do that anymore.
Okay.
So I'm not apologizing for what I said as much as I'm going to say I'm not going to get in the muck with that stuff. That's why I come on later. So
No
Okay,
worries.
but feel free to if you ever want to.
Yeah, mix it up in there. That's what it's for. Pusser's. I don't know how you say that. Pusser's rum painkiller from Tortola BVI. I don't know how you say it, but Pusser's rum.
I understand 2 of those
good.
words out of the whole thing.
No,
out of
I
that
know-
whole sentence.
I know if there's Pusser's rum, get it because it's like delicious.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's all. I wanted to bring that up. Okay. All right, we're ready to go.
okay, the first movie, it's going to start with an A. We're going to go in alphabetical order, 1 for each
Okay.
letter. Put 4 fingers up, but put 1 down if you have never seen American Psycho, starring Christian Bale. Back in the
Yeah,
day.
I know. I never saw it. I know.
What?
I know.
Oh, plus another thing is that I kind of picked movies that I wasn't exactly sure about, Frank. So
Oh, that's okay. That's yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because there are
God.
movies that you know that I've seen, but this, I have never seen American Psycho. I know it's a classic, it's a cult classic or whatever. I've never seen it. I've seen a clip or 2 here and there, but I've never seen the movie.
How long have we known each other for? 30 years?
Too many.
I literally think less of you. I think less of you
I
now.
didn't think that was possible.
Oh my God, you got to watch American Psycho.
All right, when we're done here, I'll go watch American Psycho. Leave me alone.
It'll probably be one of the movies playing poolside.
That'd be great. That would be great.
Okay, swinging the pendulum to the other side for the B movie, in that it starts with the letter B, is Bring It On, the cheerleader movie with Kirsten Dunst.
All right, I've seen that.
Wish I could put a finger down here.
I have 3 spirit fingers up.
Fine. It's fine.
Tor. Okay.
Spirit finger.
Number 3 is the horror movie Carrie. Carrie for C.
I've seen one
Okay.
of the Carries.
I have not seen
I don't
Carrie.
remember which one. You've not seen Carrie? Okay.
I've not seen Carrie.
I think I saw the newer one. I don't think I've seen the original.
Oh,
I saw one of the newer ones.
does either
I
one
don't know.
count?
Yeah, any version counts.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 4 is just, it's always going to be, if there's any movie that starts with D for me, it's always going to be Death Becomes Her, because I'm obsessed with Death Becomes Her. So if you haven't seen Death Becomes Her, go see Death Becomes Her.
I've not seen Death Becomes Her.
Yes, you are.
Wait a minute. Did we skip C?
No, that's D. C is Carrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I blanked on Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So yeah,
Well,
Death
we're
Becomes
gonna
Her.
start
I've
saying
seen.
dementia in the comments, Frank, so careful. All
I
right.
froze for a minute.
Come on, Biden, stay with us.
Damn it. That was my Biden
The
moment.
E movie. I think I've got all of you for the E movie. It's the movie Enough, starring Jennifer
Damn.
Lopez. Has anybody
saw
seen it?
I've seen
Oh no,
it.
Anthony saw it. I never saw it. All right.
I've seen
Damn
it.
it. I never saw enough. It didn't get good reviews. I don't know what to tell you.
I thought it was good.
Was it good?
Yeah, because you really hate the guy going in. You're like, she's gonna kick the shit out of him in the end. It was a
What?
sad remake though of the one with Julia Roberts. What was that one? Sleeping
Oh,
with
that
the
was
Enemy?
Sleeping with the Enemy. That was a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah.
Not enough. No, I'm just
That
kidding.
was a good one.
I thought it was weird that when she was in like renaming herself, she renamed herself Erin. It always surprised me. I'm like,
That's
"Oh."
true. I forgot about that.
Considering her original name was Slim. It was such a weird choice. Anyway. Okay, so the next movie, it has a the in front of it, and I'm pretty sure they use the numerical spelling, but The Fifth Element, which I haven't seen. But
I've
I'm sure
seen The
someone
Fifth
has.
Element.
I've seen that one. Chris Tucker ruined that
Multi-pass.
movie. Yeah, terrible. Hated it.
You hate it? I thought it was decent. It was different in terms of like a sci-fi alien, kind of a movie. Yeah, there were a lot of weird moments, weird conceits in it, but I thought overall it was good.
Chris Tucker takes me right out of that movie. I can't. I can't.
That was supposed to be someone else, and I don't remember who.
I think you're right about that.
And it was supposed to be some other big name, but it was Chris Tucker. But he wasn't bad. He was
I'll
like a
never
radio DJ.
I'll never forget. I was talking to I used to shit on that movie all the time. I hated it so much. And then I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, "Fifth Element's my favorite movie." I was like, "Oh,
That's
interesting."
rough. I don't know about favorite. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh, you don't say.
yeah.
I got to leave now.
Because out of all the sci-fi movies, I mean, where would Fifth Element rank? It's very
No,
gotta be
it's-
low.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that if it's on, you watch it. It's not a movie you take incredibly seriously. I mean, what's his name?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis and the bad guy, Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
It's very good. Mila Jovovich. It's got some cool stuff in it, and the costumes and the effects. It's good. It's a decent movie. It's decent. It's not great. Like Total Recall. I'd rather watch Total Recall. It's like similar alien, other planet kind of stuff, but yeah, Total Recall's better.
All right, quick count here. Robin's got 2 up, Jack Me Off 3, Bird 3, Aussie Annie 1, Rhonda 2, Rhonda and Sybil 1. Okay, Aaron.
Okay, I'm hoping to help you guys out with G, Gone with the Wind.
Seen Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I've seen Gone with the Wind.
Sorry,
Frankly, Aaron.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah.
I'm starting to want to change them because there's going to be a lot of people out soon.
You want
I don't
to? This is only for Frank. I saw Gone with the Wind when we were doing the play ripoff of that in the 8th grade. That's when I watched it.
Did we do a ripoff of that?
Yeah, you remember it was like the jungle thing, and they land the plane crashes. It's kind of the Gone with the Wind story.
There were no jungles or plains in Gone with the Wind.
Wait,
but
which one is Gone with the Wind? Out of all the gin joint, isn't that Gone with the Wind?
No, that's
That's Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Oh, I'm confused.
Middle fingers
All right,
up.
all right.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind is the Southern Civil War. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn. I've not seen Gone with the Wind. I've only
I'll
seen
never
that
go
clip.
hungry again. Tomorrow's fiddle-dee-dee. Tomorrow's another day.
All right. See, I was confusing that with Casablanca. Glad I said it.
All right. Biden moment.
In a way, both of you got to go out and ride bikes just to prove that you're still.
There
All
was
right,
there was a jungle. There was a and then we took Medicaid.
Huh, I'm not kidding around here, folks.
Okay.
You
So-
should have seen my face when you were like, my high school did it with plains and a jungle. I was like,
I'm like,
what?
what? Yeah, I would have remembered. I was like, yeah, the old plains during the Civil War. So before this, Anthony had 2 fingers up, and I just got to point out that you had the weirdest. Anybody could hold up 2 fingers any way you want,
Yeah.
but you had your middle and ring finger up.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't because I was preparing everybody for the finger.
Which is fun. Yeah, but why wouldn't you do this?
I don't know. I didn't think of
Okay.
that
You had the 2 middle. What? You freaking weirdo, you.
because I'm an idiot.
All right. Anyway, all right. I got 2 fingers up. Anthony has 1. Oh, Dr. Dex is out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Dr. Dex.
Bird has 3 up. TD Freelancer still has 4 going. He's seen every movie.
I think Bird's gonna win this one. Oh wait, Bird has 4. TD has 4.
TD has 4. Yeah,
Well,
all
I think-
4.
I think TD's gonna win this one. Just changing my picks.
Lindarella says I've got 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink. So
Well,
she's got. Lindarella has 3 up apparently.
Cinderella has been partaking of the nutmeg. I think
Jack me off 2. Robin 2. Neil 3. All right, we got a game, folks. Here we go.
Okay. H is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Great movie.
Oh, come on, everybody's seen that. That's it.
Okay, well, it was Help, the old Beatles movie, but I thought you would all be out. So
That's what parts of that. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, classic. What's the one of the funniest moments is when they go 1, 2, 3, and they yell the kid's name because he's mowing the lawn. I don't remember the.
Oh
It's like,
yeah,
Neil.
Neil. I was gonna say
That's
Neil.
so funny. It's a good movie. And I always loved going to when you went to Disney World when I was 9 years old, and they had a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing with the giant ants and the
Yeah,
that was a fun time.
I got picked for that once.
Picked. What do you mean?
Like you know how they pick you to be in it. They strap you
Oh,
to
to
the
do like
to the bug. I got strapped to the bug. Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I was like, I'm in a movie. My cousin was like, "Shut up, idiot."
You know what's weird? When we went to Disney World, it was with my mom, my brother, and cousins and aunts and stuff. There were like 9 of us. And we went to this Universal Studios. We were all in an audience, and they pulled up like a dozen or so people to do different things on behind the scenes, on the stage, whatever. My mom was one of the people chosen. And they put her in Cheers.
Really?
Which, yeah, and it was so well. I don't know how the hell they did this. This was back in the early 90s. They had her walk into the bar, and she was wearing glasses at the time. She took her glasses off, and she was trying to read the cue cards, but she couldn't see them. And so she was struggling to read them, and it was Norm and Sam. Norm is at his seat at the bar. Sam is like leaning on the bar next to him, and Sam goes, "Oh, look what I just walked in," and pointing out my mom, and then Norm goes, "Something wrong with her eyes? I don't know if she could see very well." And I was like, "What?" I've still to this day have no idea how they did that.
I bet you I know how.
How?
Simpler than you think. They probably wrote super tiny on the cards.
You think they
so-
just automatically?
Yeah, no matter who it is, they're probably struggling to read it.
Because it seems so.
Oh my God,
That
Frank!
could have
how many
been.
times you
Yeah,
told that
I don't know why I
story
didn't think of
and
that.
Nobody has come up with that.
Thanks for pulling the magic out of the whole thing. You jackass.
Sorry, that seemed like an easy one to me.
No, to be fair, we've told that. Well, he's told that story many times. No one's
Well-
ever come up with that idea.
Yeah, well, the big linchpin of the whole thing is she wears glasses, and they told her, or she didn't wear them when she was up there. So I thought she couldn't see because she had her glasses off.
Maybe that's why they picked her to begin
They
with.
picked her. Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, could be. But she does. It's weird. She didn't wear. I think she had prescription like sunglasses on. It was weird. I don't know. But she was squinting. Yeah, so maybe they filmed it that way. But when I meet Ted Danson one day, I'll ask him. If you're
Hey,
filming
at
that.
Universal Studios.
Back in the early 90s, did you film like a 5-second thing where you said someone couldn't see when they walked in?
That's funny.
Blew our
All right.
minds at the time, man.
All right, Aaron, what are we up to?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
I've seen that.
Mary, it's in Fred's house and Phil's house. That's right.
Not only have I seen the movie, but if you have a chance, doesn't matter where you are or what production it is, but if you have a chance to go to It's a Wonderful Life, like a radio play version of it, go see it. It's wonderful.
Life.
Exactly. Well
Okay,
done.
Mary. Thank you.
All right. G?
J is Jumanji, and it can be any of them. It can be the Robin Williams one or the Rock one. I don't care.
Thanks for
Anthony
making
said
fun of me.
G. You're a jerk.
Thanks for not making fun of me.
You got the wrong letter. I've seen all the Jumanjis, so I will keep my fingers up.
Yeah, I've seen Jumanji. I don't care for it.
Have you seen? You didn't get that the original?
Yeah.
You didn't like the original?
It was okay.
I don't know if you
Jumanji
are
and the
anymore.
one where he chases around the Jumanji was
Robin Williams.
thank you. Well, the one where he chases the green thing around, I thought, oh, this is Robin
Oh,
Williams' low
flubber.
point. Yeah.
Jumanji, I thought was great. The effects at the time.
It was okay. It was cool. I didn't see the one with The Rock
concept?
and Kevin Hart.
I thought at least it was. I mean, the '90s were coming up with original stuff. That was gets pulled into the board game, the whole deal. That was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. I don't know who said it. Somebody said that bananas. She knew that bananas had possum because of that movie. Of course, it prompted it. She meant to say potassium, but then Matt was
Oh,
like potassium. I just thought,
that was possum.
Coco.
Bananas have a
Coco.
lot of possum in them. That's true. Why no cocoa?
well, we've all been there. So, it prompts to the wrong word.
So TD Freelancer still has 4 up.
I was just gonna say movie champion over here. Hasn't put a
Yes.
finger down yet.
Seen them all.
What was
Jack-
the one, Bird? What was the one that made you put a finger down? I'm curious now because you're right
Yeah.
behind TD Freelancer.
Which one did you not see? Jack me off. The adult version. XXX. Jumunch me. That's- I missed that one. Didn't see that one.
Okay.
Didn't see that one.
All right, Aaron L. I'm kidding. That time I'm kidding. I know. Okay.
It's K, and it's Knives Out.
I love Knives Out.
I'm out.
Oh, Anthony, you never saw Knives Out?
I've not
Oh,
seen
I
Knives
don't know
Out.
how we're friends. How could you not have seen Knives Out?
I'm dying to see it too because everybody's like, Glass Onion is so great. Now I'm like, fuck, I got to see Knives Out first.
Glass Onion's really good. Knives Out, I think, is better. They're both good. Knives Out was really good.
Bird
All right.
didn't see enough.
It was enough. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought that was a big movie. All right, Frank, you
Wow.
got 2. I guess Oceani's out.
Oceani's out. A lot of ones. Jack
A
Me
lot of
Off
ones.
1. Coco 1. Robin 1. Rhonda 1. Bird 2. All right.
All right, we'll get an update from TD Freelancer here. But I think when all right, so Frank
all right,
wins.
TD Freelancer is 3 now. Didn't see Knives Out, I guess.
Now it's close. All right, Aaron. Aaron, do you have the full alphabet here, or do you need to pull
I
out
do.
at some point? Okay.
Full alphabet, but I don't have I might. Okay, next up is L, and it's the 80s movie La Bamba.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Richie. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so sad. That makes me cry. That made me cry when I was a kid.
didn't see La Bamba.
And that song that plays when he screams. Oh my
Is it the day the
God.
music died?
No.
American Pie?
No, it's
It's
called
like-
Sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker. That's it. But you're good, Aaron. Yeah. That's so sad.
Coco's out. Let's see.
I know
Sybil
Coco.
1. Neil's got 3 up. Robin 1. Justice 2. Jack Me Off 1. Matt 1. Lindarella 2.
I don't know if any of these matter. It's a race between TD and oh no, Bird's got 2 up now. Uh-oh.
Bird has 2 up.
Bird's got 1 up now.
Oh no, Bird.
Well, Neil's got 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
Rhonda's out.
It's a 2-horse race between Neil and TD.
Hey, I'm still in this thing.
Just trailing. Yeah, Lindarella trailing. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Aaron.
All us 1s and 2s are still in there. Never know.
Okay. M is Miss Congeniality.
Love it. Good movie.
I think that's what's his name's best movie. Michael Caine. Yeah, I do.
That's a stretch.
I think it's his best movie.
That's a stretch. You could argue that it's Sandra Bullock's best movie, but Michael Caine has had some really good movies.
Name a better one.
Noise is Off.
Noise is Off. That's not the next one. That's not N, but I recommend that movie for
That's a great
anybody
movie.
looking for a comedy.
A lot of people in that movie, by the way. Christopher Reeve. What's his name?
John Ritter.
John Ritter. A ton of people. So that's a really good movie.
Okay. What's your N, Aaron?
It's a but any of the Naked Gun movies. There were 3, and if you've seen or 3, if you've seen any of them, you're in.
Those movies, we could watch it right now, and it's hysterical. I'll still belly laugh at all 3 of those movies.
What's his name? The guy.
Frank Drebin.
Yeah. What's his real name though?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Oh my God. So much funny packed into one person.
And who was doing that? And who was the criminal? And where the hell was I? He's just walking around in the middle of nowhere. Where the hell was I?
And you know who's unsung is George Kennedy as the straight man. Oh my God,
man,
he makes me laugh so.
Yeah, as the captain.
Yeah,
he's great.
You know what's weird? That was the movie that I had no idea. Nice beaver.
Thanks. I just had it stuffed.
That was the movie where I learned who Priscilla Presley was. I had no my parents were like, oh, that was Elvis's wife. And I was like, oh, really?
And she was great in it.
Yeah, she
was fantastic.
Gorgeous too. I think it was one of my early crushes.
Yeah, oh my God, Frank, your Uncle Frankie just wrote me, rest in peace, Colonel Mustard. I think Martin Mull just died.
Martin Mull just died. Yeah, he died.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was going to tell you after the podcast.
Oh.
I'm sorry for your loss, Aaron. I didn't realize.
I learned right before the podcast.
Oh my goodness! And you held it from us? You withheld information?
What did he die from? Do you know?
He had a battle with a long illness. I don't know exactly.
Oh, game canceled, man. This is awful.
Yeah, it was awful.
No, seriously,
Martin Mull.
I'm going to keep going, but this game's going to mount to Mr. Mull. Okay.
Martin Mull is great. He was great.
Oh my God, that's so sad. Who wants? Oh, okay. It's another movie with a character named Frank, and it's old school.
Wait, where did he die from?
She said a long battle with an illness. Don't know what.
It wasn't the candlestick in the library.
I hate you. You
burn.
You jerk.
Martin Mull is great though. He was in a lot of good shit.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. The game continues.
It was old school for I'm sure everyone's seen it.
Of course, Frank the Tank.
A movie that would have been 10,000 times better if all the roles were played by Martin Mull.
Agreed.
It was supposed to be called Mull School.
Nice.
I'm grieving.
We're gonna watch Clue right after this, in honor of Martin Mull, the late Martin Mull.
I'm gonna watch Old School after this. I think that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I disagree, but okay. It's a good movie.
The next one is kind of tricky. I think it's kind of funny. There are 2 movies called Project X, and one is from the 80s, starring Matthew Broderick and, I kid you not, a chimp. And the next one was from, I think, 2012, about a bunch of kids who have a party. So if you've seen either of those movies, you get to keep your finger up.
I've seen the newer one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought that was a squeezy. I felt like this is going to take a lot of people out.
That's a tough, a lot of people, that's a tough one. But yeah, I saw that one. That was a good one. It was a big deal when it came out. It was a big hype around it. It was a big party. And then all of a sudden, it starts with a little party in the house, and then it develops into this thousands of people on a huge block destroying the town. It's a good movie. So that's a good one. That's a fun one.
Okay.
You okay, hon?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about in Clue when he opens the door and the ironing board comes down on him.
That's a good one. He just slaps him in the head.
We kind of accidentally did that. I threw an ironing board in the closet and I just like put a post-it up that was like, "Don't open this. There's an ironing board. Like it will fall on you." And then of course I didn't account for children. So the ironing board fell on so many kids. So I was like, all right, I gotta fix this. Okay, next up, there are 2 Q movies because I felt like it. All right, one is Quarantine, which I find pretty scary if you're into scary movies, and the second is
Saw
A Quiet Place, which I don't find scary if you don't
Also
like
saw
scary
it.
movies.
Saw
Mhm.
both of them. So
Look at
if you've
that.
seen one of those, you're good.
They got that new prequel to The Quiet Place coming out.
I want to see that one too. Day One, I think it's called.
Yeah. Did
Trailer looks good.
what's his name? Did Krasinski write that too? Write and direct that too, or is he out of this now?
I think he's still involved. I'm not
Okay.
100% sure though. I think he is. Let's see. Robin is out. Jack Me Off is 1. TD Freelancer 3. Neil 3. Lindarella 1. Bird 1. So all right, we're still going here. We got
All right,
a lot of people.
I think we got to stop at Z though. I mean, I don't know if we can go. We can't expect
Go
everyone
around
to
the
come
horn
up-
again?
We're stopping at Z. We're stopping at Z.
Yeah,
All
she
right.
can't come up with more of these. This is crazy.
R might be a squeezy. R is a 1980s movie that's parodied a lot for one particular move, but who saw Risky Business?
I saw Risky Business.
Oh, wait, with Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I don't.
Sure.
Oh, I don't think that's a squeezy. You think that's a squeezy?
Boom, boom,
All
boom, boom,
Let's see.
boom, boom, boom.
Nobody.
And
Anybody?
Joe Pantoliano. He's in that too.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. I could see a lot of people not seeing that one. That's I mean,
Really? I thought that was like kind of Tom Cruise's like.
yeah, but it's like one of those. It's not
I
on.
didn't see it.
They don't,
Yeah.
they've never really show it anywhere or anything. It's a classic, sure, but it's never. It's parodied a ton. Like you're right, Aaron, but you never run into it really. Let's see. Jack Me Off 1. Bird 1. Great. Robin says great movie, but Robin, you are out, sir.
Who's the U-boat commander?
Who's the U-boat commander? What? For younger people, it's a squeezy, sure. TD Freelancer still 3 up.
3. Yeah, I think Neil is still at 3 too.
Neil, you still got 3 going. Lindarella is at 1.
He hasn't answered this one.
The pantsless slide.
I'm assuming
Exactly.
he saw it then.
All right. We're still going, folks. We still got more. Oh, Matt O'Brien is at -1.
Matt's got a finger up his ass.
All right. Next up is another 80s, I think classic called Splash, about a mermaid.
Love Splash. Good movie.
I never saw that.
Tom Hanks. John Candy?
John Candy, Daryl Hannah, and
Daryl
Eugene
Hannah.
Levy as the
Eugene Levy.
villain.
Yep. Good movie. You never saw Splash?
Never saw Splash.
Oh, you're missing out.
Have you seen the trailer while we wait for all the responses to come in? Have you seen
I've got
the
one up. I'm putting my hand down. 'cause
It's exhausting, this game, actually, isn't
Okay.
it? The trailer for the new Hanks movie.
Which, what movie? I don't know.
It's Tom Hanks. It's not Brian Grazer. The guy is Rob Zemeckis and Robin Wright.
I saw that they're in a movie together again.
The premise is, though, that it is one camera shot. That's it. The camera doesn't move the entire time. And
Are there
it's
cuts, edits,
there's cuts, but it's the same
same
view.
shot.
Yeah, and it's so much so that it goes back to dinosaurs. Like I think the movie starts with a dinosaur taking a step.
Cool.
And then eventually you go through till they build a house, and then
Okay.
you're in their living room. But
Nice.
supposedly the entire film.
What's it called?
I just saw the preview for it too.
Is it a Forrest Gump sequel?
No, it's
A prequel.
not.
All right.
It's not a sequel, but it's like it's so like I remember Zemeckis, like Zemeckis gave it's called Here. Zemeckis gave an interview and he was like, I'm only interested in, and he was basically like, I've mastered everything. I'm only interested in doing shit that's like challenging. Like, could you imagine this being a good film? The fucking camera never moves.
I could see it being interesting. I mean, if we're talking about all the stuff that happened in this one spot from the beginning of
Yeah.
prehistoric time, that'd be interesting. I would like to see what goes on.
Yeah, me too. I'm intrigued.
interested. Yeah.
So TD has still got 3 up, and so does Neil. All right.
Wow.
What was Splat? We're up to S. Okay, so what, T?
T is, I think, one of Frank's favorites, but I don't know. Twister.
I love Twister. That's a great. Grew up at that movie. When my brother and I, growing up, we shared a room. We used to put VHS tapes on to fall asleep to. Twister was one of them. Because we just knew it by that, and Galaxy Quest was another one. We just watched them until we fell asleep.
Also, I'm not going to look it up because I lose you guys when I look things up. But my parents saw a movie today in the theater with who they said was Kevin Costner, but they're older. They sometimes get people mixed up, and they absolutely loved it. But I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry.
No,
But
it's
if anybody,
Horizon.
okay, yep.
Yeah.
They loved it, and they were like, see it in theaters, which I don't think we'll be doing. But I don't know. So if you were on the fence, if you like my parents' endorsements, which would be weird, but maybe you do, they loved it.
I'm
Horizon,
jealous. I'm
an
dying.
American Saga.
Yeah, I'm dying to see that movie.
But just heads up, it's 3 hours and 1 minute long.
Oh my God.
Not only is it 3 hours and 1 minute long, but it is a 4-part film, and he already has 1 and 2 in the can. Like, if you look at the previews, they already are giving you the date for the second film to come out.
And it's July. Can you believe that? It's July.
This is why he left Yellowstone, because they wouldn't let him shoot both.
I think it's in his contract that he can't do a film unless it's more than 2 hours long.
He loves long films. Yeah.
All of them are just everything he's in. You're sitting there for days.
But they're great. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day because he was all over my feed because he's doing so much press. He makes great movies. I mean,
he does. There are a few snoozers here and there. Right? Isn't the Postman or Postal something up? It's 10:20. The other day,
motorcycle.
The motorcycle. 10:23. It was the other night. I hear the motorcycle. I go, "Hon, is it 10:23?" She looks at her phone. It's exactly 10:23. I said 10:23 every night. Now he's a minute early. Now it's 10:22. So he got home a little early.
He made the light. That's why.
He did.
All right. Neil still got 3 up, and I think TD does as well.
Waterworld. That's another long one. They're all long.
I love Waterworld, though.
Yeah.
I love it. Paper.
Dances with Wolves. Another long one. The Untouchables. Long one. JFK. I mean, he just makes a ton.
JFK was great.
But I know. Was it the Postman that was like not his best?
Maybe I didn't see that one. Yeah, I didn't see that one. But I'm dying to see Horizon. The premise of Horizon is moving out west. Like, what was it like? You know, because he said this thing in an interview where he goes, whenever we watch a Western, the town is already there. You ever notice that? There's always a town there.
It's never about building it.
Yeah, it's never about building it. What does that look like? And I'm just like, fuck, that's pretty interesting. What does it look like?
And the first shot is a dinosaur taking a step. And we may have gone too far back. We might have gone too far back for that one.
Right.
All right, we have 5 left. And I just want to say, Dances with Wolves, I remember, I think it came out when I was like 11, and I was fighting with my grandma because she was like, it's Running with Wolves. And I was like, I think it Dances with Wolves. And she's like, who is dancing with wolves? Like, think, Aaron. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, use your head, Aaron. All right. No one's dancing with wolves. Neil liked Postman. All right. Yeah, maybe I underestimated it. We'll see. Waterworld was good. Another long one. Okay, what are we up to?
There are 5 left, and I'm sorry, 2 of them are horror. I don't know why I kind of leaned into horror, but the next one is a rather recent horror movie called Unfriended. Teenagers that a ghost like invades their chat.
Yeah,
this is rigged.
The whole
I'm
movie.
sorry.
Oh.
You're right. Yeah, it's a little. I'm sorry.
You're picking movies Frank has seen. This is
okay. If you think he gets a prize, you're out of your mind. So don't worry about it.
That's true. No, Unfriended was good. it takes place on the computer, the whole movie. So I guess you could say it's that single shot, but it's a computer screen, and it's all like 5 or 6 friends from their own computers on the screen. It takes place like it's from the point of view of one of the people, one of their screens, and then like someone enters the chat, and you don't know who it is, and it's like a mystery person, and they start.
Can I
messing
tell you
with
something?
everybody.
This sounds like the worst movie. I hate
It's a
the
good-
idea of this movie.
Why?
It just sounds awful. By the way,
Oh.
got TD Freelancer. She's down to 2. What is this one called?
Unfriended.
Neil too. Nobody wants to see this piece
It's a
of
good
shit
movie. Watch if you're into horror movie stuff. It's good. It's a good movie.
How do people get killed? I don't understand.
It's
they start
supernatural.
disappearing.
Like all of a sudden, something happens where they like get thrown across the room or something. Like the entity that I don't want to give the movie away, but the entity that joins them in their chat starts messing with each person individually,
Okay,
and everybody's like, "Oh my god, call the police!" And then the chat, it's like, if you call the police, you will all, it's like it's crazy, but it's suspenseful. It's good.
This sounds like a movie Janine would like, and that's more so why I don't like it.
Yeah, give it a chance.
All right, Unfriended. There you go. Took him
Jacking
down
off.
to 2.
Yes, it's like a Zoom meeting, right?
But instead of wishing you would die, you actually
Yeah, right.
When's the Unfriended thing gonna kill me so we can end this fucking meeting? Could have been an email. All right, what's after
This
Unfriended?
could have been an email.
That would have been a funnier title.
That could be the sequel. It'll be Unfriended, but the meeting version. This could have been an email.
And one of them has a cat face as a that's the fucking thing. So I don't know how to turn the cat filter off.
I mean, we're writing this thing right now. It's almost done.
Another guy's caught masturbating.
Jeffrey, we can see.
You're still on, buddy.
I'm crying.
If Jeffrey comes, you're all gonna die.
No, Jeffrey, no. Ooh.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh, they're doing fireworks. Everybody hear that?
They're celebrating this movie being
Yeah, that's the premiere down the block. Oh man, that's like right outside. I can see the fireworks out the
It's
window.
outside my window.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
right
hear it.
in front of our block.
Oh my god. All
Wow.
right, we're
Got that?
gonna move this along because I gotta medicate my dog. So I'm pretty sure this is a squeezy. I've never seen it. I don't think Frank's ever seen it. Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Done, and I'm out.
Frank's out. You better shut down the game.
This could. I think this got everybody.
Everyone's like, I gotta take care of the dog. We're ending this right now.
Yeah.
Anybody still in?
It's good. It takes a little while for the chat to catch up, so we'll see. If you have to go though, I don't want Dexter being.
He's actually not shaking, which is very strange.
Man, that is right outside the house. I'm watching it. I could see that. I could see the fireworks.
Okay, if anybody still has their fingers up, you've won. Congratulations.
Hey,
Everyone
TD
have a wonderful
Freelancer.
weekend and week and 4th of July. Bye.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, hon.
All right, just gotta get
Great
that
job.
Dexter. We gotta make sure. Where's
Oh,
Dexter going
boy.
for vacation?
Dexter will be watched partly by a sitter that we have.
You forgot about him, didn't you?
No. Okay.
Oh.
And then other part is by my in-laws, Aaron's parents.
They're gonna take him to see Horizon.
Yeah, they're gonna take him to see Horizon. But great job, Aaron. Appreciate it.
Yeah, nicely done.
Love talking movies. It's always fun. Did a great job with the game.
I
Thank you,
have-
Rhonda. Gonna have a great cruise.
Yes, I have a Flix Pix for everybody. You're not flying anywhere.
No.
Okay, I have a Flix Pix. Hitman on Netflix.
Hitman. Everybody's saying that. Hitman's good.
Phenomenal.
All right.
Now the douchey guy who was in the one with the broad with the big boobs, remember? Powell? What's his name?
What?
Was the girl with the huge knockers that are, remember we talked about it. They didn't like her movie.
Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney and Powell. His name is Powell something.
Okay.
Powell's in it. He's amazing.
We started watching that movie the other night, and Hitman. Yeah, we didn't finish it. We were like, we kind of lost interest because it was just it took a long time to get to the point.
It's a slow start. Yeah, it's a slow. It's Richard
slow
Linklater. Yeah, it's a little slow start, but
it takes a little time.
Really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I watched it on my vacation. I loved Hitman. I also loved American Fiction. American Fiction was phenomenal. Jeffrey Wright, very, very good.
What did we see recently? We saw a movie. It was another horror movie, maybe, or I feel like we saw something recently that was like really good.
Was it This Could Have Been an Email?
Movie. It probably was. This Could Have Been an Email.
Hell House LLC.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah, two good movies. They're horror movies, kind of under the radar. One was called Hell House LLC.
And it's free.
It's available free. I think on YouTube. Okay, great horror movie. If you're into like, it's like a found footage type style movie.
Oh, okay.
Scary though.
Very scary, fun,
Interesting.
good movie to watch. Hell House LLC. And the other one was, what was it?
It's
Host.
You gotta pay $2.99 and it's only an hour, but it's scary.
Yeah, it's a short movie. It's an hour long. This movie. Host.
Okay.
And it's another Zoom style movie, a Zoom call.
What's wrong with you guys?
But it's one of the. It's like they do a séance. It's another horror movie. So they do a séance, and it's all shit starts to go crazy. It's only an hour long, and it's like $2-3 to buy or rent or something. But it's a good
YouTube?
movie if you can get it. No, I don't remember what service it was on. It's
Amazon, maybe?
If you can find it, it's called Host.
Okay.
There's probably a bunch of movies called Host, but this one is about.
Yeah, it's not like a pathogen.
Yeah, it's not like a parasite or anything like that. It's a supernatural kind of movie. It's a good one.
Got it. All right. There you go. There's your AOA Flicks picks. Tell you what to watch. That's always good. Boom.
Yes.
Done.
Good stuff.
All right, my man. Enjoy your cruise. Do we have,
Thank you very much.
You know what I think we'll do?
What are we doing?
Maybe we'll do like an over-under on how many, you don't have to do anything. Maybe we'll do an over-under on how many cocktails you guys have.
I don't have to do anything? Perfect.
You just have to,
Done.
you have to keep a rough track. Well, you get a bill. Don't you get a bill?
No, I mean, they don't. Once
They
it's all paid, it's one price for
They still
unlimited
don't mark
drinks.
down. They got you this drink. They
Yeah,
got
they
you that
don't-
drink.
They don't mark down how many drinks we have, right? Yeah, no, they don't.
Ah, shit. All right. Well, then keep rough track. It doesn't have to be accurate. It doesn't.
Nope.
just-
Gonna tell you, I'm not doing any work on this thing.
all right. We'll
I'll try.
loosely
I'll
play
try to keep
over
track.
under and see if we can
Okay.
see how many drinks Frank consumes over the course of his vacation. There.
I will try to keep track.
All right. Love it. All right. That's it. Frankie C's out on the vacation. We're gone for the weekend. We'll be back Monday, sans Frankie C. But next week, we'll be able to find out about his cruise when he returns.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.